Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our day 4 of our program, Power BI and Data Analytics with AI. So we'll quickly recap what we have covered from starting of this program. Then we'll start with a new topic. Okay, whatever the concepts that we have left off with Power Query Editor, we are going to cover as part of today's session, guys. All right. So we started understanding Power BI. Power BI is a business intelligence tool which is a product of Microsoft, and we have installed Power BI desktop. Am I right? Yes. So as part of Power BI, we are going to make some reports or dashboards. What is the end product? The end product that we are going to get as part of Power BI is reports and dashboards. What are the 6 components that we have discussed in Power BI, guys? What are all the 6 components? The components that we have in Power BI are Power Query Editor, which is used for transformations. If you want to do any kind of transformations on the data, we go and use Power Query Editor. Then next to Power Query Editor, we have Power Pivot. What is the purpose of Power Pivot? Power Pivot component helps us to build data models. So that means if I want to establish the relationships between the tables, okay, if I want to build data models, I have to go and use Power Pivot component. And next to Power Pivot, we have Power View. Guys, I want you to respond. What are all the 6 components? Power View for data visualization. For data visualization, we go and use Power View component. We also have Power Map. We have Power Map component for the same purpose for visualization only, but especially if I'm working on geospatial data, which contains latitudes, longitudes as the columns, we go and use Power Map component. And the fifth one is Power BI Q&A. What is this component is? Power BI Q&A component will help us to, it is actually a AI driven capability of Power BI, okay, where you ask questions to Power BI, you'll give your inputs, nothing but prompts, and you get the answers as visualizations. The output will be visualizations from Power BI. Okay, so you'll be experiencing. We'll be learning all these components one by one. Okay, if anyone is going to mention about Power BI, it is nothing but the components, guys. So that is the reason we are time again revising all the 6 components. The components and their purpose. Why should we learn the component is what we are understanding. Yes. And finally, the last component, it is Power BI service. Power BI service. So what does Power BI service does? The main purpose of Power BI service is, for collaborating or sharing our work to our team members. So especially for sharing the work, because when you go and use Power BI desktop, whatever the reports that I generate will be in my local machine only. But if I use Power BI service component, the product, it helps us to collaborate our work with our colleagues. And apart from it, I can also go and generate dashboards. I can go and generate dashboards. So all these are the 6 components and the purpose of the components. And we started understanding Power Query Editor, the first component. Why are we learning? Why are we using Power Query Editor? For transformations, for performing data cleaning. Okay, we are using Power Query Editor. And I have asked you to install Power BI Desktop in your PCs. Okay, so if you have installed, that's fine. Because Power BI comes only upon hands-on, not just listening to the lectures. You should also parallelly practice. Only if you practice, you'll understand the concepts, guys. So what are the views that are available in Power BI? What are the different views that we have in Power BI? Different views. First of all, where do we have views in Power BI? Desktop. We have views in Power BI Desktop towards the left hand side. So all these are different views. The first one is called a report view. The second one is called table view. Third one is called model view. And fourth one is DAX view. Okay. So what is the purpose of report view? When we are in the report view, we can actually, go through the different reports. So what is a report? First of all, a report is nothing but a page in Power BI. A page in Power BI which can have a single visualization or multiple visualizations. What are these single visualizations called? They are called technically as tiles. Each and every visualization in report and dashboard is called tile. It is called tile. And these tiles interact with each other. They interact with each other in case of reports. But the same tiles does not interact in case of dashboards. Okay, so that makes the difference between reports and dashboards, guys. Making sense? Right. So we have discussed about report view, then table view. What is the purpose of table view? The purpose of table view is we can go and look at the preview of the data. The preview of the data can be understood. We can have a look on the preview of the data. Model view, we can go and understand the relationship between the tables. This is nothing but power pivot. So I'm talking about second component. So this is nothing but where you will understand the models, the different data models. And finally, the DAX view, where we go and keep the DAX formula, what is DAX and all, you'll understand. Okay, what day by day, we'll be learning all these topics. Focus, just focus. Then next 2 views, we have also discussed panes, and we have 3 panes in Power BI. What are they called? They are called as data pane, visualization pane, and filters pane. What is the purpose of data pane? Data pane help us to, store the data. Whatever the data that we import into Power BI desktop, you can have it, you can observe it under the data pane. Then visualizations pane, all the visualizations, all the visuals, the graphs, Okay, you'll observe under the visualization pane, and filters pane is like adding the filters. You can add filters to your each and every visualization. You can add some filters that can be done. So this is what we have discussed so far. So in the last class, I have saved my work. Okay, when you launch Power BI Desktop, okay, so initially, if you have already saved any file, Power BI file, if you want to work on the same file, again, because I did not complete Power Query Editor. In the last class, we have observed, we have understood only half of the options that are available. And today we are going to complete the rest of the options. So for that, I'll be taking back the same file that I have saved. So how to load back the file that we have saved is, you observe different tabs in the top. Yes, click on File tab. When you click on File tab, if you scroll down, it will give you the files that you have saved. Okay, the files that you have saved will be displayed, and just click on the file that you have saved recently. So this is my file, guys. I'll click on it. Immediately that particular file gets opened in Power BI Desktop. See, it is going to launch. It is going to open this Power Query Editor file that I have stored yesterday in the last class. See, it's taking time. It is loading. Yep, it's done. It's done. Right. So let me collapse the panes that are not required. So in the data pane, you observe the query, the table, employees. Yes. So let me go through the columns. First of all, are these the columns that we have? Yes. These are the columns. Okay. And if you observe properly, guys, for some of the columns, you observe, the sigma symbol in front of the column name, and for a few columns there is no, the sigma symbol was not observed, the summation symbol was not observed, and for some other columns there are other symbols. What does that mean is what let us understand now. So this symbol, the summation symbol that you are observing in front of the columns, they actually talk about that these columns like age, bonus, okay, so these columns are numeric. If you observe summation symbol in front of the column name, they actually represent a numeric column. What if that summation symbol is not present? That means these columns are non-numeric. Numeric, non-numeric. Clear? So index is also numeric? Yes. What about a date related column? If you have any date related column, you'll find a calendar, guys. A calendar kind of icon is what you'll observe in front of the column. Okay, so that means based on the symbols, we are able to identify what kind of data is present in each and every column. Right? Yes. So I hope your questions, your doubts with respect to the columns got cleared. So let me launch Power Query Editor. How should I launch Power Query Editor? From Power BI Desktop. How should I launch Power Query Editor from Power BI Desktop? How is that possible? In the Home tab, You observe the transform data option. Yes. So just click on this transform data option. The first option is again transform data. If you click on transform data, obviously, the data gets loaded to Power Query Editor. It will launch Power Query Editor and you can start performing your transformations. See? And we have discussed by default, you know, by default what happens? The query settings gets opened and by default you'll also observe the first four steps, not the removed steps. By default, when you are loading any table, your data into Power BI tries to apply four steps. What are they? The source step, followed by the navigation step, followed by promoted headers, and then type. In our case, okay, in the case of the employees table, it was unable to promote the headers properly. So that is the reason we have, removed some records and then we have promoted the headers manually. When we have promoted the headers manually, immediately the type got changed, right? Yes. Upon it, we have removed some columns, the unnecessary columns that we have removed. And we have also some errors in the table. These errors got removed. We have removed the errors. Followed by, we understood how to replace values. Replacing the values can be done within the column. And we can create duplicated columns. And we can also extract the text. Upon the requirement, we can extract the text based on the requirement. Okay, so this extract option is present in both transform tab and add column tab. So what is the difference between transform tab and add column tab options? When you use an option from transform tab, the output will actually, change your original data. But if you try to use the same option from add column tab, what happens is the output will be returned in a new column. A new column gets added in which you'll observe the output. So that makes the difference between add column tab options and transform tab options. Because majority of the options are seen. If you observe, majority of the options between transform and add column tabs are seen. Then finally we have understood okay, we have added index column. How can we add index column? There is an option called index column under add column. So in order to represent the index, we have also added index column. Then we have reordered, changed the order of the columns. Then we understood how merge column option works. Merge column. What does merge column does? It helps us to combine two columns at least. Okay. So when you want to combine the columns, you can go and perform merge columns option. And finally, we have renamed the output of merge column. Right? Yes. And I think we have also used column from examples. Right? What does this column from examples does? It is nothing but Power BI, we have the tab called add column in which there is an option called column from examples. Means based on an example that we provide, Power BI tries to understand the pattern within the example and it fills all the rest of the values, all the record values gets filled by using the same pattern in the column. So this is nothing but column from examples. This is nothing but column from examples. Right? Yes. So this is what we have understood in the last class. I want even you guys to open the same sheet that we have saved. So what is the extension for Power BI sheets? Power BI files? It is PBIX. Like how we'll get an Excel sheet or CSV. If you're working on a CSV sheet, CSV file, okay, what will be the extension? CSV, comma separated value. In the same way for Power BI files, you'll observe the extension as PBIX. Okay, so let us continue. We'll also discuss the rest of the options that are available in Power Query Editor, and let us close off Power Query Editor today. Yes. So next to column from examples, if you observe, we have custom column and invoke custom function. So these two options, they do require a M language. What is this called? This is nothing but M language. This is nothing but M language. M language is present inside formula bar. The rectangular bar is called formula bar. So we are not here to learn the M language. So, we cannot go and use the custom column option and invoke custom function option. Okay, I'll directly jump into conditional column. So what is this conditional column? So based on a condition, we can create a column, guys. Based on a condition that we provide or conditions that we provide, we can come up with a column. We can build a column. So such kind of column is nothing but conditional column. Okay. So first of all, let us understand the requirement. Okay. So we have the data of the employees. Yes. In which, if you observe, there is a column called salary. There is a column called salary. So why don't we figure out these salaries of the employees? Let us make the employees into two parts. Okay. So if you observe, majority of the employees are getting paid huge. Okay. So let us do one thing. We'll come up with a condition, or let us make the employees into two groups. Employees who get more than $70,000. So obviously this data is from United States. So the salary is in dollars. So if the employee is getting paid greater than $70,000, they'll be part of one group. And if the employees get less than $70,000, they'll be part of the other group. Okay. So this is our requirement, guys. So what is the condition that we have here? Salary greater than 70,000 is our condition. Right? So why can't we come up with a column? Can we build a column? Can we create a column for it? Yes. Such kind of columns can be created very easily by using conditional column option that is present in add column tab. Okay. So how can I actually build a conditional column? Is when you click on this conditional column. See, when you click on this conditional column, a window gets opened. So if you observe properly, it is asking us to enter the column name. The column name of our conditional column. Probably I'll keep it as employee groups. The column name is employee groups. Okay. So I have to specify a condition. If we observe properly, the condition is starting with if. In Python, we understood the concept of conditional statements. If statement, if else statement. So if you observe here, we have if else statement. See, if followed by else. If block, else block. But we are not writing any code, guys. We are not at all coming up with any code. I have to fill all the boxes. That's it. Okay. So let us keep the condition. So on which column are we going to keep the condition? Select the column name. It is salary. So if salary, immediately based on the values or the data type of this particular column, you'll have the operators. You'll have the operators. See, what kind of operators do you observe? Equals to, does not equal to, is greater than or equal to, is less than, and is less than or equal to. So all these operators you generally use when you have numbers. Can I use the same operators even if I have alphabets? No use. It doesn't make any sense. So these operators, you'll get the list of operators depending on the data type of the column that you select. Okay. See, if you want me to change, let me take a numeric column. Sorry, non-numeric column. First name is a non-numeric column. Yes. What kind of operators you see here? Do you observe the same operators? No. Equals to, does not equal to, begins with, does not begin with, ends with, does not end with, contains and does not contain. So I can simply understand that the operators are being changed. The list of operators that you get changed depending on the column that you select. So I'll go back and I'll select salary again. Now, what is our condition, guys? What is our condition? The condition is if salary is greater than or equal to. So if salary values are greater than or equal to, what is that value? 70,000. See, is that 70,000? Yes. 5 zeros. Sorry, my bad. 70,000. Okay. So if the values are greater than 70,000 or if the value is 70,000, then what should be the output? The output should be high. They fall under high group. What if this condition is not met? Assume the salary is 50,000. Okay, if I take this employee whose salary is $48,870, is the condition met? No. Then what should be the output? Then, as this condition is not met, it comes to the else clause. It comes to the else block, and here you have to define the output for else block. So probably low, high and low. Can I also add multiple conditions? Yes. You see add clause option. When you click on this add clause option, see, when you click on this add clause, it helps us to add multiple conditions. You can have multiple conditions and all of these will have elif, else if. See. Okay. So in this way you can have multiple conditions also, guys. You can have multiple conditions as well. Right. So I have defined both the conditions are defined. Then I'll click on OK. What happened? This created me a conditional column. It created me a conditional column in which there are only two groups. What are they? High and low. And if you observe majority of the folks, majority of the employees, they are being paid greater than 70,000 or at least $70,000. See. Clear? So in this way, you can come up with multiple conditions. See, depending on the requirement, if you want to come up with a column based on the conditions, you can directly go and use conditional column option present in add column tab. It is present in add column tab. Right? Yes. So one such example we have discussed. Right. So I'll go back. I'll also talk about few other options that are available here. Okay. Right. So if you see, right. So we have group by option, group by. So what does group by does? In Python, we have discussed group by, and we have also discussed group by in SQL also, guys. Do you remember what does group by does? Group by actually performs grouping. It actually performs grouping, right? So your data will be grouped into different groups, different sections, depending on the column that you choose. Even in pandas, we have discussed group by function. In the same way, this group by is available as one of the option in transform ribbon. Okay, you'll also observe the same group by in home tab also. You can use the group by from either home tab or transform tab. Let us understand what or how does this group by actually work. First of all, you have to select a table. I have selected employees table because I have only one query. It is employees. Now, I'll be selecting the table, the query employees. Next to it, I'll go and work on group by option. Let me click on group by, guys. See, when I click on group by, you observe a window open. Yes. So what does this window says? What does it contain? It is asking us to select, specify the column, okay, to group by and the desired output. So we have to specify the column to the group by, and we should also, specify to the desired output. And this group by is again of two types, basic group by and advanced group by. If you are doing only on one column, it is nothing but basic. If you want to perform group by on multiple columns, then you can go it on, it will be part of advanced, right? So let us understand basic first. I'll go and perform basic group by option. Okay. Select the column on which you want to perform group by. On which column you want to go and perform group by, you have to select. Let me select department column because employees belong to different departments. Yes. So I want to group the employees based on their department. Based on their department, I want to group the employees. Now, what is, okay, before that, before you specify the new column name, the column name of your output, okay, specify the operation that you want to perform. I would like to sum. I would like to sum. What does sum does? It is going to add all the values present in the column. So I'm going to perform the sum operation on which column? I would like to sum up the salaries. I would like to sum up the salaries of all the employees based on their department. So this will return me what? This will return me, total salary, total salary. It's better if I keep it as total department salary. How much salary are we actually spending with respect to each department? Can I get the output? Yes. Because I'm performing the grouping based on department column. So initially the employees will be split based on the department value. Then by taking the salary column values, we are going to sum their values of salaries. All the salary values of the employees based on their department get added and they get stored in total department salary column. Okay, so this is how group by does. This is how group by option works. Let me click on OK. Done. How many departments you observe? 5. HR, engineering, sales, marketing and finance. And we also have the figures, the salaries that we spend for each and every department. On which department are we spending huge? It is engineering department. Engineering department we are spending very huge. So in this way, I am able to group by the records. I am able to group the records. But what happened? What happened is your original table, your original data was replaced by the output of group by. If you observe, transform group by is an option under transform tab. So what you are supposed to do? I have to go back. I have to undo this step so that I'll get the original data as it is back. Then I know that group by is actually replacing my data. Yes. So why don't you create a duplicate of the table, not the column. Create a duplicate of the table, the query. Right click on the table name. Once after right click on the table name, the query name, you'll get a list of options. You'll see duplicate as one of the option. Select duplicate. So on this duplicate, go and perform group by. Go and perform group by. So I would like to perform basic grouping based on department column. And this time, instead of sum, let me get the average salary that I'm spending on each department. So it is average department salary. The column name, I'll keep it as average department salary. Then I'll click on OK, guys. See, this is the output of group by option. We got all the departments followed by their salaries. Average salaries. These are not representing the total salary. They are representing the average salary that we spend on each and every department. Now, accordingly, you can change. Yeah, you can rename your query. How? Yavish. Come up with a name that well suits. Okay. So better I'll keep it as group by output or something like this. Yes. So let us also perform advanced indexing. Advanced group by. So far we understood only basic group by. Let us also perform advanced group by. For that I'll go and create one more duplicate of the table. I'll right click on the query name. I'll create a duplicate of it. Yes. Now I'll perform the same operation. Okay. I'll select group by option from tab, transform tab. Instead of basic, I'll go and select advanced. See, which allows me to add multiple groups. You can group based on multiple columns and you can also perform multiple, you can also come up with multiple columns by performing different aggregations. Like see, Let me group based on department column. Okay. Then the output that I would like to get is, see, the sum of salaries, then the average of salaries for each department. We are going to get these outputs. Then I would also like to get the maximum salary and the minimum salary. See, in this way, I can add multiple aggregations. Multiple aggregations can be added, and in the same way, you can also add multiple columns on which the grouping can be done. Okay, so this is nothing but advanced group by guys. You're not going to perform basic group by. We have already understood how basic group by works. Let us understand advanced group by. So now start providing the column names. So this is nothing but total salary. Then the next one, average salary. We know that we are going to perform based on the department column, the grouping and all. So I'm not including, the department in the column name. Then max salary. And finally, min salary, minimum salary. So these are my column names, and I have also fixed the operations and the column. Done. Now I'll click on OK. Observe properly. Did we get the results? Yes. Based on department column. So the records initially they get grouped based on the department column. Once after they get grouped based on the department column, it aggregates the overall salary. It finds the average of the salaries, the maximum salary for each and every department, and the minimum salary for each and every department. Right? Yes. So this is nothing but advanced group by guys. We can go with basic group by or advanced group by. Now I'll rename the query with advanced group by. Done. I'll go back. So group by is clear. I hope it is clear because group by is available as a function. If you observe Python or SQL, we have group by as a function. But here we have it as an option for performing the grouping. Then we also know what does use first row as headers does. It actually promotes the first record as headers that we have actually used under the home ribbon. I mean, in the home tab, we have the option called use first row as headers. The same option you'll observe under the transform tab as well. Okay. Then next to that, what are the other options that you have? I see transpose. What does transpose does? Any idea? You might have heard transpose in your schooling days itself. What exactly is transpose? Transpose is nothing but, changing rows to columns and columns to rows. In matrices, we have a topic called transpose of a matrix. What exactly happens? Rows get converted to columns and columns will be converted as rows. So when I click on transpose, even you'll observe the same. See, the first record that we have earlier got converted as a column. So each and every column is talking about an employee. Okay. Anyhow, it is not making sense, but we just use the transpose option present in transform tab. Next to transpose, we have reverse rows option. Yes. So what does this reverse rows option does? Reverse rows option actually help us to reverse the rows. In the sense, the bottom rows will be displayed as the first and the first records will be displayed as the bottom one. So let me do it. See, we know that the index should start at 100. But where do we have the 100 index? At the last. So reverse row is actually, it is reversing the records that are available in the table. I'll undo. And we also have an option called count rows. What does the count rows option does? This count rows option will return us the number of records in the table, in the query. Okay, don't tell anyhow it is displaying in the bottom. It generally, gives you the information of the records in the bottom. That's right. But if you have more than 1,000 records, what happens is it will not provide you the exact count of records. For that, you have to go and use, the count rows option available in transform tab, especially if you want to get the number of records that the query has. So you should go and use this option. Let me go and click on count rows, see what will be the output. What is the output, guys? The output is 41. So that means we have 41 records. Good. But what happened? What happened is the output of count rows has replaced our table. Do you see the table? The original data? The data of our employees? No. It got replaced by the count rows option output. So for that reason, what you have to do, if you want to actually get the output to be stored in some place, so just go and create a dummy of the table. Nothing but a duplicate should be created. On this duplicate, go and perform the same process. So I'll go and use count rows option on the duplicate of the table. See, it has written me 41. Yes. Now I'll rename it as total records. Yes. Done. So it's up to you guys. You can have multiple queries. Multiple queries can be created and you can store the output by providing the exact name. Some relevant name should be provided for the output that you get. Yes, so that is about count rows, count records. Next to that, we have the rename, detect data type options. These are not something new for us because renaming of the column, we can do it in two different ways. One is double clicking on the column will help us to rename. If not, I can also actually go and, use the rename option available in transform tab. Even this rename option help me to rename the column. See, when I click on rename, even it is allowing me to rename the column. That can be done. Then, when you want to detect the data type for any given column, you can go and use the detect data type option. And anyhow, the data type will give you the list of the data types that are available in Power BI. So these are the list, guys. Apart from these, you will not find any other data types. Fine. So it's time for us to discuss about merge queries and append queries, two important options. And for the coming half an hour to 1 hour, I want everyone's attention because we are going to discuss two important options in Power Query Editor itself. One is merge queries and other one is append queries. Okay, so what does merge queries and append queries does? We'll understand. For that, Let me go back to the table. I mean the data. Okay. So within the data, we also have other sheets. Employees South, employees North, employees East, employees West, so on. Yes. So I'll be using these tables as well. Okay. Right. So I'll start explaining what is the purpose of merge queries and append queries. What is the purpose of merge queries and append queries? You observe the icon, guys, for both of them. For both merge queries and append queries, do you observe the icons? So what you are able to interpret from the icons? I see append queries or merge queries. Query means a table. One single table is called query. That is what we have discussed in Power BI, Power Query Editor. The starting topic. What is query? Query means one single table is called query. Okay. So what you are doing? You are going to work on at least two tables. When you talk about append queries, merge queries means you are going to use at least two tables in the picture. So let us understand append queries. What does append queries means? Append queries is nothing but union operation that we have discussed in SQL. Under SQL, structured query language, we have discussed union operation. Yes. What does union operation does? Union operation, the union operator that we have will actually help us to combine two tables. It helps us to combine minimum two tables or combine tables. We can also combine n number of tables, right? In which both the tables should have equal number of columns. Both the tables or the different types, the different number of tables that you are going to combine should have equal number of columns. The number of columns should match in case of both the tables, and along with their order, the order should also match. Okay, order in the sense, whatever the order that was followed in table 1, the same order should also be followed in table 2. Okay, apart from order, the data types also should be compatible. Okay, so that we can combine two tables, at least two tables or n number of tables. Especially union operator, when it is combining the tables, it helps us to remove the duplicates. Remove duplicates. You remember, guys, what does union operator does? It combines the tables by removing the duplicates. If it finds a duplicate, the duplicate gets removed. So this particular operation will be done by append queries in Power Query Editor. That will be done by append queries in Power Query Editor. So if you observe here, if you observe in the table, in the data, we have three tables: employees South, employees North, employees West. Employees South, employees West, North, and employees West. So these three tables, they hold the details of the employees who work in different regions. South region, North region, West region. Okay. So can I combine these tables? Yes, I can. How can you combine? Using append queries option. Okay. So if we observe in each and every table, we have 6 columns. The order of the columns is also same. See, employees south, employees north, employees west. So let us go and apply. Let us go and apply append queries on these 3 tables. Right. So what should I do first of all? I have to go and load the data. How should I load the data? Should I go back to Power BI desktop? Not required. I need not go back to the Power BI desktop, guys. Under the home tab, we have new source option. So just click on new source. Then where do we have the data? In Excel workbook. So click Excel workbook or select Excel workbook. Then post selecting Excel workbook, navigate to the place where you have the data. So this is my data. This is my Excel workbook. I'll click on open, post selecting it. Now the navigator window opens. I'll have the navigator window. Within this navigator window, I'm supposed to select all the tables that I'm going to load. What are the different tables that I'm going to load? Employees north is one. Employees south. Employees west. So all these 3 tables I'll load into Power Query Editor, guys, directly. So I have selected, then I can click on OK. What happened? Is the data got loaded? Yes, the data got loaded. Now, what should I do? I have the 3 queries. All the 3 queries we have employees north, employees south, employees west. So let me go and, perform append queries option. Let me go and perform append queries option. If you observe next to the queries, the number is getting increased. So this number is actually representing the number of tables, the number of queries, right? So I'll go and select append queries. For append queries, there is a drop down. Yes, there is a drop down. If you click on this drop down, you'll observe 2 different options. What are these 2 different options? The first one is append queries. That means it just performs the append queries. Okay, it is going to combine the results, combine the tables. And the second one is says append queries as new. So what makes the difference between append queries and append queries as new is append queries will actually combine the records or combine the tables to the existing table that you get selected. So I have selected employee south. Yes. So the records or the tables like employees north and employees west will be combined with employees south. What does append queries as new does? The entire output will be returned as a new query. So this is going to change the existing data of the selected query, and the second option is going to return us the output as a new query. Which one is better? It's better if you go with the second one, guys, because we'll not go with the first one. The reason being it is changing the data of the selected query. So I'll go and select append queries as new. Append queries as new. So post clicking on append queries as new, I observe a window, a pop-up got raised in which it is asking me to define. Okay, it is asking me to select the records from the tables into a single table. So append is nothing but it is combining the records. So are you going to perform this append operation on 2 tables or 3 or more tables? How many tables are we going to append? 3. So if it is actually 2, you can directly select the 2 tables from here. First table, second table. But in our case, it is 3, right? So let us go and select the second option, 3 or more tables. When you select 3 or more tables, so you are supposed to drag, you are supposed to select the other tables from the available tables box. You have to select the other tables and add them to the other box, tables to append. To this box, you are supposed to add. I already have employees south. What are the other 2 tables that I should add? Employees north. See, when you select, the add option becomes active. It gets enabled. So add this employees north to tables to append. Done. In the same way, I should also add employees west. Yes. So I'll select employees west and I'll click on add. See how simple it is. But this is one of the important option that is available in Power Query Editor. The reason being, we are able to add, we are able to concatenate 2 tables, 2 or more tables into a single table. Post keeping all the tables to append in a single box, in this left hand box, click on OK. See what happened? The results of the records of all these 3 tables, they got added to a new table and I can see the output of append. The output of append as a new table. See, the employee ID, first name, last name, the department, followed by the salary and the performance score. So append queries have written me, the combined output of the 3 tables. It concatenated all the records present in the 3 tables. Anyhow, there are no duplicates. If you observe in these 3 tables, all of them are talking about employees, right? So obviously we cannot have duplicates. Employees working in different regions. But in general, if you identify it identifies duplicates, it will remove the duplicates as well. Okay, now you can change the name of your query accordingly. You can change the name of your query. So this is all about append queries, guys. Let us understand merge queries. Append queries is actually performing union operation. What does merge queries does? I'll give a hint. Even this merge queries we have discussed in SQL. So tell me, what does merge queries does? Come on guys, we have discussed this particular topic in SQL. What is it? Merge queries. Append queries is actually performing union operation, whereas merge queries will perform, what is that merging called? See, if we observe, in case of append, the tables are getting concatenated one by one. Vertically, they are getting concatenated. They are getting added in this direction. See, this is table 1. This is table 2. This is table 3. So this is how the append option is actually returning as the output. You'll get the overall table. But how does merge queries work is the question. Not exactly. Good try. We have discussed this topic in SQL. That is the hint that I can probably give. So this is called union operation, where the records or the tables are getting combined vertically. Can we also combine two tables in any other direction? Here we are combining vertically. If I take the same two tables horizontally, exactly, and if I combine these two, it is called merge. And this concept in SQL is called as what it is called? This is called as joins. You are joining the table. So what is the condition that we have for joins, guys? What is the condition that we have for joins? The condition that we have for joins is yes. The condition that we have for joins is if you want to perform join, there should be a matching column. Good. There should be a matching column between the tables. Only if there is a matching column, it allows us to join the tables. Yes, common key or the common field, whatever you call, a matching column should be present between the tables until and unless if you don't have any matching column, you cannot perform join. Okay, so this merge queries is one of the important option that we have in entire Power Query editor. Why? Hey, you are going to perform joins. You know, in real time, many of the people they struggle to understand the join. The reason being, it's very easy to understand joins on small tables. See, if I have a small table 1 and other table 2, table 1 and table 2, if I want to join both of them, it is very easy because we can immediately interpret the results. The output can be understood. But if I perform the same join on, say, millions of records, that is where, we have to bite our nails for understanding the output. So joins is one of the important topic, and that joins can be performed in Power Query Editor using merge queries option. Okay, so we'll discuss all the 6 types of joins, guys. Pay attention. Okay, so for the next probably 20 minutes, I'll be talking about all the 6 types of joins. Right. So let us go back to the concept of SQL. It is joins because only if you understand the topic of joins, you'll understand how merge queries work. You'll understand the purpose of merge queries only if you understand the concept of joins, right? Yes, what is joins? Joins is nothing but combining two tables horizontally, okay, based on a matching column. Based on a matching column, we go and perform join. Okay, so what are the different types of joins that we have? Are we have inner join, full join, then left join, right join, then left outer join and right outer join. So these are 6 important joins. Apart from these, we also have other types of joins, but let us focus on these 6 important joins. Yes, we also have cross join, right? Yes, accepted. But let us focus on these 6. So the different types of joins that we have are inner join, full join, left join, right join, left outer, right outer. Okay. So probably you guys might have already understood the concept of Venn diagrams. You might be familiar with the Venn diagrams. Okay. In our school days, there is a topic called sets and relations in mathematics. So in this particular topic called sets and relations, our teachers have discussed the topic of, this Venn diagrams. If I assume that this is set A and this is set B, which means this is table 1 and this is table 2. Table 1 and table 2, or table A, table B. Okay. Now I'm talking about inner join, guys. By taking the same Venn diagram, we'll understand all these 6 joins. Focus. So what does inner join means? Inner join means you are performing the join based on a matching column between A and B, between table A and table B. If we have a matching column, we can join the tables where it is going to return only the common part. Whatever the common records, so this intersection part that we have, okay, only this intersection part will be returned as output for inner join. So this will be the output for inner join. What is this part called? This is called the common part, the matching part between the two tables. Clear? Then what about full join? Full join means it will return the records from both the tables. It is going to return the records from both the tables. In short, it will return all the records present in both the tables. So if I have 5 records in A and 5 records in B, the output will be 10. Or it depends. Okay, it depends on the values. Okay, so in short, it will return all the records from both the tables, table A and table B. So that is the output of full join. So inner join will return only the common part. Full join will return all the records from both the tables. Now, let me talk about yes. Let me talk about left join. What will be the output for left join? Left join will return us all the records from the left table. So this is your left table. Okay. This is your right table. All the records from the left table will be returned along with the intersection part. Along with the intersection part, that means along with the common records, we'll also have all the records from the left table. So that will be the output for left join. That will be the output for left join. In the same way, can you guess what will be the output for right join? Simple. If I get all the records from the left table as output for left join, in the same way, I'll get all the records from the right table, including the matching, including the common records as output for right join. So it is quite opposite to left join. Right join is quite opposite to left join. Good. Then let us understand left outer and right outer. What does left outer join return? A left outer join will return only the records from the left table. It does not even return the records which are in common. Even the common records that we have will not be written by left outer. But in case of left join, it will also return the common records. But here it does not return. In the same way, can you expect the output for right outer? What will be the output for right outer, guys? Right outer join. All the records from the right table without the common records. So this will be the output for right outer. So we have visualized. So far whatever we have understood is, we understood what is join and the different types of joins. We understood how it is going to return us the output in visualization. By taking a Venn diagram, we understood the output for each and every type of join. Now, what I'll do is, I'll perform it. Let me perform the joins one by one. Okay. For that, you need at least 2 tables. Yes, I need at least 2 tables. I already have one. I'll take the output of append queries. So I'll take this table because this table contains the details of the employees working in different regions. I'll take this table. Along with this table, I'll also have one more table, that is department details. We have a table called department details. Yes. So let me take this department details table. So for that, what I am supposed to do, I have to load the table first of all. So I'll click on new source. Then it is Excel workbook. I have selected the source as Excel workbook. I'll navigate to the location. Then I'll select the file. I'll click on open. Post clicking on open, I can go and within the navigator window, I have to select the sheet. What is the name of the sheet? The name of the sheet is department details. See, it is department details. I'll select the table. The sheet got selected. Then I'll click on OK. So it will take good amount of time. And then, yes, we have the table loaded to Power Query Editor. Now, taking these 2 queries, append 1 and department details, can I perform joins or not? Can I perform merge queries? Observe carefully. Yes, I can. Because there is a column called department. Okay. So the common column that we have between both the tables is department. So when I have a matching column, why can't I perform joins? Right. Even if you observe here, what happened? Post selecting, did it promote the headers? No, it did not promote the headers. So what I'll do is, I'll undo this step. What I'm supposed to do, I have to promote the headers first of all. So I'll use use first row as headers option from home tab. When I click on it, the first record will be used as headers. Then immediately post promoting the headers, the type will also get changed. The type will also get changed. Is that done? Yes. Now, if you observe, I have a common column called department. The matching column that we have is department between both the tables. So let us go and apply merge queries option, guys. One by one, let us explore all the different types of joins. So I need your attention as well as your answers. So when I click on merge queries, again you'll get two different options. One is merge queries and merge queries as new. So in the same way, whatever we have understood for append queries, the same options, append queries and append queries as new. So I'll go and select merge queries as new option. So what does it mean? It is going to return the output in a new query. Done? Yes. So what do you see here? You see a pop-up window? Yes, within the pop-up window, it is asking us to select the tables. So we have already selected one table. So I'm supposed to select the other table. What is the other table? It is department details. Selected. Next, after selecting tables, it is asking us to select the matching columns. What is a matching column? Department. And here also it is department. Did we select the matching column? Yes. We have selected the tables and the matching column. Now you select the type of join that you want to return. What kind of join that you want to apply between the tables. If I say inner join, you see within the braces, it will return only the matching records. Only the matching records will be returned. So let me select inner join, guys. Then next to it, you see use fuzzy matching to perform the merge. There is an option called use fuzzy matching. So what does this fuzzy matching does is, even though if there is any case sensitive issues, this fuzzy matching will take care of. That means we have selected department as the column, the matching column, right? So in department, there is a value called HR. Assume that HR in the first table isn't in, if it is in lowercase, and in the second table if it is in uppercase, are they both same? Actually they are same, but with respect to the case, they are different. So when you use this fuzzy matching, this fuzzy matching will take care of such kind of things. Case sensitive issues, space issues. Okay. So that will be taken care by the fuzzy matching. So now I am going to get the output of inner join, guys. I am going to get the output of inner join. Let me click on OK. Done. Only the matching records is what we got. Why we got only 9 records? How many records are present in table 1? 13. Okay. So why did we get only 9 out of 13? Try to understand. Okay. And if you observe, all these columns are part of table 1 till here. Performance score till here, they are part of table 1. But coming to the table 2, you're not observing the columns. Instead, you see the values as table. Right? So this is because of, by default, you'll get the second column, the second table details in one single column. You have to expand it. When you click on this arrow mark, it will allow us to expand. Okay, so within the second table, department details, how many tables we have? 2 tables? Yes. I mean, two columns? Yes. So for these two columns, you would like to display in the table in the output? Yes. And would you also use the prefix as the table name for these two columns? Obviously. If you use the table name as prefix for these columns, so that we can clearly identify the department column comes from which table, because we also have department in table 1 and table 2. When I use the column, the table name as prefix, I can able to distinguish the department column coming from which table. So I'm selecting this column, to get the table name as prefix. Then I'll click on OK. See, department details is name of the table and department is the column name. Even the same for the second column. Department details dot team lead. So I can clearly understand the department, this particular column is from table 1. Why? There is no table name in front of it. But this department table, this department column is from table 2 because we have the table name. So in order to establish the difference clearly, it's better if you use the prefix, the table name as prefix. We can get the difference. We can identify the difference. Right? Yes. Now let us understand, out of 13 records, why did we get only 9 records as output? Can you guess what might be the answer? I'll show you both the tables before join. So this is table 1, guys. Okay. And this is table 2. In table 1, how many employees we have? 13 employees we have. In table 2, we have the team leads for the departments. There are no employees, but department 2 talks about the team leads for each and every department. Do we have team lead for department engineering? No. But do we have people working in engineering department? Yes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And sales, the fourth person. Do we also have sales team lead? No. So as there are no matching records, as the matching records were not identified, the 4 records you will not observe in the output. See, do you see the records belonging to engineering and sales? No. That is because of there is no team lead available for engineering and sales department. So that is the reason we are unable to see those 4 records. The 4 records are not present in the output. Making sense? So this is the output of inner join. What if I make it as outer join? Can I make it as outer join? Yes. How? I'll go and I'll go and edit the options. We have the, gear icon. Yes. So I'll go and change the type of join. Instead of inner join, I'll keep it as full join. Can you guess what will be the output now? What will be the output in this case? We know full join will return the records from both the tables, all the records. Come on guys, what will be the output? In case of full join, what we are going to have output? How many records are you expecting? The output will be 13 records. all the 13 records will be returned. This is because of, you know, full join means all the records from both the tables. So in table 1, we have 13 records, but for some of these records, you will not observe the values, you will observe the null values. See, like, okay, anyways, let me insert. See, in case of engineering and sales departments, you will observe the null values for table 2. The reason being, we don't have the leads. The department for engineering and sales department, there is no team lead. So that is the reason why you'll observe the null values. Good, good. Let us change it. Instead of full join, let me replace with left join. So in Power BI, left join means left outer join, guys. Don't get confused. In Power BI, left join means left outer. Left outer means left anti. Okay? So don't get confused. Left outer represents left join. What does left join written? All the records from the table 1, that is left to join, the left table. So what will be the output? How many records are we going to have? The output will be same as full join. The reason being, in table 1 we have 13 records. So all the 13 records will be written. See, when you expand the table 2, you will find the null values in place of, engineering and sales department. Done? Yes. Let me change it to right join. All the records from right table along with the matching will be written. So how many records are you expecting in the output? How many records are you expecting in the output? Because in table 2, nothing but the right table, you have the leads. And these leads are for 4 departments. So obviously you should get, no, it is not 4. All the records from table 2 means not 4. That is why, you should understand the concept of joins. See, all of these are the leads for the team leads for these departments, HR, IT, finance, and marketing. So these are used as the common records. See, right join will also return the common records. What do we don't have in common? Only 4 records are not present in common. So that means 9 records will be returned as output. See, let me expand. All of these are in common, guys. Clear? And in the same way, you can also perform right anti and left anti, which means right outer join and left outer join respectively. Okay, so don't forget this. Don't get confused. In Power BI especially, left outer means left join, right outer means right join, left anti means left outer join, right anti means right outer join. So if you are going through the, you know, output which is present in the braces. You can memorize what kind of join it is. Right. So this marks the end of merge queries. We have understood append queries and merge queries as well. Now, let me go to append one. Okay, so we have few more options that need to be discussed, like number column options and date time column options. Okay, so let me talk about these options, number column and date time column options, which are available in both transform tab and add column tab. So I'll be talking about both the options one by one. So I'll start from here, guys. So we have salary column. Yes, which is numeric, which contains numeric values. Yes. So on a numeric column values, I can go and perform, any of these option present in the number column ribbon. Okay. So we have studied trigonometry. Yes. In trigonometry, there are some functions, sine, cosine, tangent. Okay. So we can get the sine of the values, cosine of the values. So this will help us to perform the respective trigonometric operation on the numerical column values. And if I select a non-numeric column, see what's happening? All of these options are getting disabled. They are getting disabled. Why? How can I perform a calculation on non-numeric column? It is not possible, right? Yes. So trigonometric operations can be done using the options present in trigonometry from number column ribbon. Next to it, we have rounding. What does this rounding does exactly? So for that, I have to go and use performance score, because performance score is a column which contains, decimal numbers, floating numbers. So if I use rounding, in which there are three different options: round up, round down, and round off. Okay. So what does round up does? It rounds up to the next value is, to the next integer, it is going to round up. See, 3.5, 4.2, 3.9. How are they getting converted? They're converting to the next integer. 3.5 got converted to 4. 4.2 got converted to 5. So when you want to round up the values, the decimal numbers, you can go and use the round up option available in rounding. In the same way, we also have round down. What does round down does? It is going to round the numbers to the previous integer. So 3.5 will be rounded down to 3. 4.2 will be rounded down to 4. So in this way, the round down will be done. The rounding down will be done. Done. And finally, we have round off. So what does it do? It helps us to round the numbers to a specified decimal values. See, if you observe, all these numbers are not actually containing the same number of decimals. Yes, some values contain 2 decimals, some contain only 1, and some doesn't contain any decimal. So when you want to maintain the consistency, assume, okay, then you can go and use a round option, which will ask you to fix the number of decimal places. Okay, if you say 1 decimal place and click on OK, accordingly the values get fixed to 1, they get rounded off to 1 decimal. They get adjusted to the 1 decimal accordingly. Right? So this is about rounding, guys. Next to rounding, we have information. What does information options does? Information option helps us to extract the information about a column. So in which you will see the options like is even, is odd and sign. Is even will return us whether numbers in the selected column are even or not. Okay, so let me go with is even. So if the value is even, it will return true. If the value is odd, it returns false. Okay, in the same way we have is odd option. In the same way, this will ensure this is going to return whether the numbers are odd or not. If they are odd, it will return true. If they are even, it is returning false. Then finally sign. So this will return the sign of the selected numbers. So sign in the sense, if there are any negative numbers, it will return -1. Okay. Here in this column, we have all the scores values in positive. All of them are positive numbers. Yes. So the sign will be 1, which means all of them are positive. If there are any of them are negative values, if any of them are negative, so it would have written -1 as the output. In short, it is extracting the sign of each and every value. And next to it, let me talk about the scientific options that we have. So the first one is absolute value, which means it is going to calculate the mod. What does mod operation does? Mod of x is x. So mod of a positive value is always positive. But mod of a negative value will be positive again. Right? So anyhow, all of them are positive. But if you have any negative values and if you want to calculate the absolute value of them, you can go and use absolute value option and the scientific option. Next to it, we have power. We can calculate the square of the value. The square of the values can be calculated. The cube of the values can be calculated. If not, you can calculate the values to any specified power. See. So it is asking us to specify the power to raise. So if I keep it as 5, for each and every value to the power 5 will be calculated and that will be returned. Right? So all of these are related to the mathematics calculations. Next to power we have square root, which will return the square root of all the values. Why am I not executing is all of these are basic math, right? So when I select any function, any option in that specific tab, accordingly it is going to return the output square root. For all these values, for all the values of the salary column, the square root will be calculated. The root will be calculated. Exponent. Okay. So this is going to calculate, it is going to return the exponent of the numbers. Logarithmic, guys. Either you want to calculate the log with base 10 or natural log, E. Okay. So based on whatever the option you select, accordingly the logarithmic value will be calculated. If not, you can also calculate the factorial of the values. Factorial of these numbers can be returned. So these are the list of options that are available in the scientific ribbon. And next to scientific, we have standard options in which we have options like add, multiply, subtract, divide, so on. Let us understand all of them one by one. What does add option does? Add option will help us to add a specified value to all the numbers present in the column. Assume if I create a scenario like this. Okay, for a given case within an organization, if I want to give a bonus of 10,000 for all the employees, what I'll do? I'll go and use this option So on the salary column, I'll go and use add option. When I specify add option, when I click on add option, it will ask me to enter the value that I want to add. I'll specify as 10,000. Then this 10,000 will be added to all the values present in the salary column. See, so that is how, add option works. In the same way, we have multiply. Depending on the number that you specify, accordingly, that number will be used for multiplying with all the elements, all the values present in the selected column. Subtract, divide, division. Okay, so the operation is being changed, but the process is same, guys. Whatever the element that you specify, accordingly the same operation will be performed across all the values in the selected column. And we have modulo, which returns the remainder. We discussed modulo, right? Which returns the remainder. And we have percentage, which calculates the specified percentage of these values. And finally, the percent of, which calculates the values in the specified column as a percent of the specified value. Okay, so these are the different options that are available in standard. And next to which we have statistics. What are the different options we have in statistics? Obviously, you'll find the options like minimum, maximum, median, summation, sum, average, standard deviation, counting the values, counting the distinct values in the selected columns. Okay. So when I say sum of all the values, see, it will return one single aggregated value. One single aggregated value is what it will return me. So this is the overall amount of salary that I'm spending for my employees. As the values are replacing the original output, it is always recommended to go and create a duplicate, then use the options one by one. Right? Then what do we have next to sum? We have minimum value, minimum option, which will return the minimum of all the values within the column. In the same way, we have maximum option, which will return the maximum value of all the values. Among all the values, what is the maximum value that will be returned? The median, the middlemost value will be returned. So initially the values get ordered either in ascending or descending, and the middlemost value will be returned. Average, which will return me the average of salary across all the departments, across all the employees. The average salary will be calculated. Standard deviation. The sigma gets calculated, guys. And finally, we have count values. So this will count. This is going to return the number of non-null values in the column. Do we have any non-null values? All of them are non-null. There is no null value, right? So all of them have, each and every employee has a salary. So all of them are non-null. So count function will actually count the non-null values. Count distinct values. Okay. So this is going to return the number of unique non-null values in the currently selected column. Within the selected column, it is going to return the number of unique non-null values. Obviously, all of them will be unique and non-null. See, because they are talking about salaries, right? Yes. So these are the different options that we have with respect to the number column options. Next to which we have date and time. And if you observe, guys, depending on the column that we select, only that specified options are getting active. See, Since I have selected a numeric column, the options related to the number column are active. But what about date and time column options? They are disabled. They are not active. How should I make them active is, if I select any column related to date or time, okay, then these options become active. So we have a column called joining date in employees, if you remember. Yes. So let me select joining date. Now I see that specific column, the specific option becoming active. We have the options, formatting options for date related columns. So what are the different options that we have? We'll focus. The first one is age. Okay. So depending on the duration that you mention, okay, accordingly, it is going to return the age. For each and every value, it is going to return the age. Then, if you would like to extract only the date, if you have date and time both in a single column, and if you would like to extract only date, it can be done very simple using the date only option in date under the transform ribbon. Then we have year. With respect to year, there are again multiple options like year, which will extract only the year from the date. Start of the year, by default, it will be 1/1, then the year. End of the date will be 31/12 year. So upon the requirement, you are supposed to select the option guys. Either the year, start of the year or end of the year. Then in the same way, we have options related to month, which will extract only month from this date related column. If you want to extract only month, that is possible using month option present in, the date and time option, the date and time column option, and start of the month, which will return the only the start of the month, the first day of the month. In the same way, the end of the month, which will return the last day of the month. See, let me, click on it. When I click on it, upon the month, this is going to return me the last day of the month. One represents January. January has 31 days, but February has only 28 days. February has only 28 days. So in this way, it allows us to return the first day and the last day of the month. Then, what do we have? The days in the month. So when I click on it, this is going to return me the number of days present in each and every month. And finally, the name of the month. So this will return me the name of the month, whether it is Jan, March, Feb, whatever it might be. See. Okay, as it is changing the output, it is replacing the, original data. You are supposed to create a dummy column. If not, go and use the options that are available in add column tab. Okay, right. Next to that, we have quarter related functions. Quarter related options. Quarter of the year. We know by default, a year has 4 quarters. Jan till March, April till June, July till September, October till December, right? So we have 4 quarters. To which quarter does the date belongs to will be returned. The start of the quarter and the end of the quarter can be returned using these options. Then next to that we have week related options, like to which week of the year does the date belong to. How many weeks we can have in a year? In general, 52 weeks. We can have 52 weeks. So the week of the year can be written week of the month. Within this month, what is the week will be returned when I go and select this option. The start of the week and the end of the week. Okay. So this is how it is going to return the values that are related to week. And finally, we have options related to days. Only the day can be extracted, only the day from the date. Day of the week. How many days we have in a week? 7. So when I say day of the week, see, it will return me what day it is part of the week. Right? And next to it, we have day of the year. Out of 365 days, to which day it belongs to can be written. Start of the day and end of the day can also be written. And finally, the name of the day. Either it is Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday till Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is, the name of the day will be written. So in this way, we have multiple options related to days. And we also have the earliest date and the latest date. Out of all these values, it will return me the earliest date and the latest date. Right? So these are the different options that are available in date related columns. As we don't have any columns related to time, uh, we are unable to work on the options related to time. Again, the options that are present in time are also very simple, like extracting minutes, then hours, seconds, you'll have the same related, the small options that are available similar to date, you'll observe in time as well, guys. Okay, so you'll observe all these options, the number column options and date time column options in add column tab as well. Okay, you know the difference between transform tab and add column tab options. So accordingly, you can use the options. So this is more about of Power Query Editor. We have completed all the majority of the options because these are widely used. These are widely used across industry because we have understood all the transformation options that we have discussed across these 2 days as part of Power Query Editor. So the only thing that is pending is hands-on. You are supposed to take a data set and accordingly you have to use these options. When you create the requirement on your own and when you are able to solve it, because for each and every requirement, you can achieve it through multiple ways. Okay, try achieving your requirement using multiple ways and finally save your results. So I'm done with the things. So how to save the results? One is directly clicking on the save option in the top left corner. So when you click on it, the results get saved. Yes, see. So would you like to save? Yes. So it is loading all of these queries to Power BI desktop. So once if you are done with your transformations, there is no use of Power Query Editor. What is the purpose of Power Query Editor? For transformations. If you are done with the transformations, obviously you can load them. You can load your results to Power BI desktop and you can close Power Query Editor. So let us do the same. Done. Now, under the Home tab, you see Close and Apply option. So I'll click on Close and Apply button. So when I say Close and Apply, all the queries will be applied to Power BI desktop by closing Power Query Editor. See, all of them, all the queries got applied to Power BI desktop and we have saved our results. Clear? So this marks the end of Power Query Editor. Okay, so in the next session, we are going to start a new component of Power BI. Till then, I want you guys to practice Power Query Editor. Take data sets, the open source data sets can be downloaded. Okay, and you can start working on these options, guys. Thank you for your feedback. And if you are impressed with the session, do hit on the like button, encourage us, and also share across your connections. Ask them to learn Power BI because we are learning each and every option. The important options that are available is what we are learning across these sessions. Okay, all the important topics in Power BI will be covered. Ask your connections to learn these, the important PI tool Power BI. Yeah, it's time for our questions. Any technical questions? Do hit on the like button, guys. Encourage us. Yeah, you can get these data sets available in Kaggle. Okay, all of these are open source. Thank you so much. So before you leave, ensure that you have subscribed to our channel as well as also check whether you have liked our session or not. Yes, the feedback link has been provided. Please provide your valuable feedback before you leave. And thank you so much for joining.